Hello. Okay. All right. Um, it's done. Hi. So this video is just me running to Tory Pines. It's not a YouTube vlog or something. I guess it is a log where I'm just logging the run. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do this. Okay. Yeah, so I need to cut my hair. But the basic idea is that this is just a boring video where I just run and I just record my run and I just talk while recording my run. The only reason I'm doing this is because apparently usually I listen to songs the whole way, but the whole way songs might be bad for my ear, and I kind of also wanna try to pace myself while talking. The reason I'm adjusting the camera is because it's on my cap. Okay, I'm just gonna pause this. Feels better. Sorry, I'm just messing around with the camera here. Okay, it's still recording. Okay. Yeah, so sorry about that. It's not really for anyone to watch except for me, I guess. Later on, the idea is I'll just talk while running to talk. I think the main reason I'm running too fast. The main reason is just to tell stories, I guess, or just try to understand what's happening in the world around me, and I really wanna write about it, but I've been too lazy to do that. And then I spend a lot of time on a run. I was like, hey, I'll just record myself during the run. I guess I'm recording the run more than myself, but yeah, so I think recently I've been thinking, when I was a kid I used to not think that much about stories. I used to just think that they were for entertainment. I'm sorry about the car noise, but yeah, I used to just think they were just these things for entertainment, and you just do them in your guilty pleasure time. They're not actually meaningful. But then now I'm in a PhD program and I feel most of it is just about the story you tell. And the basic notion is you want to discover stories that can inform you about the future or about some event that has not happened, or it should inform you on how you should act about some event that has not happened. I mean, of course, because it's not happened, you don't observe the truth about it. So, we come up with these stories, and I guess you can call them beliefs also, and just try to act on those beliefs. But then, like, this sort of applies to people also. Like, if you think about it, like, yeah, you are a collection of your experiences, but how much of those experiences, like, do you actually build a story over for yourself? And, like, I'm sure, like, everyone tries to tell themselves something, that maybe they're like this really good person, or maybe they're, I don't know what people tell themselves, but hopefully you tell yourself something. Maybe you're following the path of some, like, constitution or some religious text, whatever. And how much of, like, the story, like, at any point encapsulates, like, how much of your experiences that you've had. Like, yeah, like, there's this unconscious, like, accumulation of experiences. Like, I'm sure my reflex has been trained. Like, I'll give you a story. I can't believe I'm sidetracking already. But when I was doing my driving lessons here in US, like, I was driving the car, and I crossed this intersection, and the instructor was like, that was great, you avoided this car that came into the intersection, like, unexpectedly. But it didn't even consciously register in my mind. And the thing is just, like, in India, like, things come out of nowhere unexpectedly, like, all the time anyway. So when I was learning to drive in India, the big thing I was told was, don't brake unexpectedly, because everyone's driving bumper to bumper, and always be defensive or on the lookout. So usually walk up those steps. Yeah, so always be on the lookout. And, like, I sort of build these reflexes where you just avoid things more naturally. So I didn't really consciously even register that there was a car in the intersection. For me, the natural thing to do was not brake, but slightly, like, divert it. Okay. Okay, we are here at the university now. This is for anyone, I guess, who's not. Oh fuck. Sorry, my heart rate, like, just went up. I'm just gonna walk here. Okay. Yeah, so this is the trolley station. I don't know why it's called the trolley. Like, okay. Yes. Okay, I can say whatever I want. This is not a YouTube series for anyone to watch anyways. Yeah, so it's kind of weird why it's called a trolley station. Like, usually, like, when I think of a trolley, it's getting, like, pushed or pulled by something, like, external. Maybe there's a cable. Get coffee. I want to run, and I feel kind of embarrassed having a camera on my head. And I don't really want people to say anything really. Just go away before they notice. Isn't the sky beautiful? Yeah, anyway, so for the trolley, like, I feel like it should be getting pulled or pushed by something, and it just feels like it's just a normal train. It's not even like a metro, like, which is run by, like, a third rail or something. Like, the power is overhead. So yeah, I don't know. I like rapid transit usually like Metropolitan Rapid Transit, like that name. But the thing is called MTS, like the service company, whatever. Yeah, I guess one more thing I'm doing this is to improve my speaking skills and avoid saying things like and whatever. Going back to the notion of stories. So yeah, so I have this reflexes that I've built over some experiences. Okay, like I don't know if you consider my age to be that long to call it many experiences, but I built it over some experiences. But consciously, how many experiences do I consider or influence my conscious decision making, or like how do I construct that like story or belief, or you can call it like a circuit in the mind. You know, like with, so I usually work in this AI field. If no one's ever done that, I mean, no, they don't know that about me, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so in AI, like you can form circuits by, I mean, the reason the circuits form is because you're trying to take this data and then you're training the model to generate the data, and the amount of information the model stores about the data, or I guess the size of the model, is usually lesser than the number of data points, or like the size of the data. And I don't mean like the model size in terms of number of parameters. I mean like once you train the model, even if it's like a 10 trillion parameter model, like you should be able to like compress it a lot and not lose like most of the general capabilities, or like most of like the data reproduction. So just imagine like AI is just compressing all the data, which you can call experiences, and it's trying to distill it into some notion or more observed things, patterns in the data. And we can control kind of like the circuits that form, or maybe not that well, but you can still argue or influence which circuits are more active by like training or like selecting which data we fine tune on. So in essence, you can change the circuits of the LLM by choosing what experiences you feed it. And as humans, like we have this meta thing of like we can sort of choose the experience that we want to have. Like I'm choosing this experience of waking up early, running with a camera on top of my head like a moron. But you know, even morons have good experiences, I suppose. Sorry, yeah, I have to blur out people once I finish this recording. I didn't expect that many people to be around, but I guess it's kind of getting like later now. Maybe I need to start waking up around 4 or something. Hopefully no one says anything about this camera on my head, but okay. So yeah, you have this experiences that you sort of accumulate and then reason over to form beliefs. But then now you have the option of choosing which experiences you would want. And then you have this experience where you can read about other people's experiences. So it's not just you can choose which experience you want to have like in first person, but because of language we can sort of read about it. And then if you think over like maybe, okay, the reason I'm saying this is because I'm reading a biography and people are just gonna call me like what a nerd when I'm gonna say that I'm reading Napoleon's biography. but this is the Andrew Roberts one. And like in previous biographies, like usually I've read like few Indian ones, I guess, and they're more descriptive of like, well, this happened to us, we had no choice, but like we acted virtuously and then good things happen. Sort of just like that. Like, yeah, like let's say if this was the British era, they'll be like, yeah, the British came and put us in jail, but we non-violently protested, and then we like, you know, did this, wrote things urging people to like bravely and non-violently. Or like if it's more recent, like if you even read how like APJ Abdul Kalam's like autobiography starts, it's more like, yeah, I was this kid in Rameshwaram and like life wasn't that good, but I just did my best. I had few options anyways, and then, or sometimes only one option, and then that like my elder selected, and I just took that and worked hard. At least the initial part. I didn't actually read his teenage years, and I'm just like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to get out of this other than that like you should work hard and be virtuous. And recently I was actually listening to this podcast. I kind of only listen to one podcast. It's called Dwarkesh Patel. Sometimes I listen to the seen and the unseen, but then like that podcast is just depressing. It's just like, yeah, India is an illiberal country, all our problems can be traced back to our constitution. And I'm just like, okay, what do you want? That feels very defeatist. Or sometimes like whenever they talk about like China or other countries, they talk about like these people are like technically like knowledgeable diplomats, guys in the government offices, like they're like, okay, like if you already assume that your opponent is this genius, then obviously it feels defeatist. They're kind of like working against them. Shit, where's my heart rate line? I'm like walking, and I guess I did walk up an incline, but it should be much lower. Yeah, so I try to do this like Z2 pace, and the only reason is so that like I don't get injuries. Like I guess I should be like trying to run faster some of the time, but right now I'm just trying to increase my mileage and go back to what I used to run. I've sort of been like off the trail because I had my toe was hurting for some time, and then I took part in this 2 race events. When I did the half marathon, I only walked it, like I couldn't even run it. Felt like puking. My weight has definitely increased for the past year or so. I'm sort of back to the original weight before I started running, which is not great. It kind of feels weird, like, yeah, I'm at close to the original weight when I started running, but then back then I couldn't even run a 5 kilometer, and now I'm just doing these long distances. Yeah, it's not that long. These short, long, not so long short distances with that weight. So I think my priority is just to lose weight first before I try to work on any like lactase threshold or Z2. It's not Z2, VO2. Basically the threshold runs that people try to do. Yeah, like this week I'm trying to go back. So this is my second run of the week, and then on Sunday will be my third run of the week, and next week probably go back to doing 4 sessions. I'm also now calorie counting. I don't like the idea of calorie counting, like I feel so sad, but what I have discovered is that a 500 calorie deficit is easy to, that's not that difficult as long as you count the calories. Because like if you start counting and being aware of your calorie count, I feel like it's much easier, or like it gives you the signal saying I probably should not eat like a bucket of popcorn or a pack of ice cream. Like, yeah, so you get that signal pretty easily. Apart from that, so I figure out that at my weight, like I can probably, like, I'm good, like I don't feel hungry as long as I eat around like 2200 or 2400 calories. That's sort of uncomfortable to do, I would say. Like, it's not hard, it's just uncomfortable when I don't exercise at all in that day. Like, to sort of maintain to maintain a 500 calorie deficit, it's sort of uncomfortable. But then if I run, then like, even if I eat like 2400, that's a very comfortable, like if I do this run, this is gonna be like a 2-hour run. I'm just only recording part of this because the camera's battery won't last for 2 hours, and the camera that does last for 2 hours is kind of heavy. That's why I don't want to carry it around. But yeah, so basically if I run this 2-hour thing, it adds, like, I expend about like 1200 calories, so it makes, and like I'm still okay eating like 2400 calories or something, so it makes it much easier to maintain a calorie deficit. Or even like it's not gonna be 1000 calorie deficit. I think maybe it's around like 750 if I'm getting the calorie math right. I'm sure like I'm off by like some 25% here or there. Okay, I'll lock this. But yeah, I've definitely gotten slower in my Z2 runs. It's either that and probably just stalking. But I don't mind, like, this talking is definitely helping. I definitely did not notice that I just ran from the point that I started to here. That completely skipped that. Dude, the sun is really out. Like, it's only 6:20, and it's pretty much, this is like 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in India. Yeah, so I guess 4 o'clock it is. Be waking up earlier. No, I'm kidding. I can't. If I need to wake up at 4, I need to sleep at 8. That's not happening. I'm like barely meeting my 9 o'clock time of sleep time, like when I go to bed. Okay, so going back to Napoleon's biography. Yeah, so in Napoleon's biography, I think it's the first time where it's not like, or at least the way it's written, I don't know if it's Napoleon or just the way it's written, or probably both, but it's not like, obviously he also had, he didn't grow up in like a wealthy France or something compared to APJ Abdul Kalam, and I'm pretty sure like France back then was poorer than India was. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I think maybe it was poorer than India was. Because he was like growing up when like the French invaded his land, the island that he grew up in called Corsica. And then when he went to France, like in his late teens, there was the French Revolution. I guess it was only peaceful during his like childhood. Like, I don't think he grew up in the middle of a war per se. Okay, shaking legs. Okay, so this is gonna be so weird if like anyone is actually watching this, will watch this. Probably future AIs. Yeah, anyway, so going back to Napoleon's biography, I'm reading this and I'm like, I can sort of see where Napoleon, like, I can sort of, like, there is less surprise in what he's doing. Like, it's more like I can see his decision making process now. I mean, I don't like it, but maybe that's the decision making process that I can see. Like, people today also who make similar decisions, or like in a way like that. I definitely now understand why it's popular with startup founders in Silicon Valley that work. They definitely think like that only. And it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm seriously, like, I can sort of change the way that I think by thinking like, what would Napoleon do in this situation? I just don't have the guts to go and do it. I mean, I can give you excuses, but like, it's sort of crazy. I guess he grew up in a crazy time, so like, if it was a revolution, then you might as well, like, it's a freaking revolution like happening out there. Like, what does it matter? And the whole reason I'm bringing this up, I guess, which I should have mentioned this at the start, is I do believe that there will be, I mean, there are revolutions happening all the time anyways. Even now, like even in India right now, there's this online movement that's happening. They call themselves the Cockroach People's Party. They're not an actual political party, they're just an online website and social media handles that have gotten more followers than actual political parties in India. Oh. Why don't they put like a timer in seconds so I know, rather than this freaking blinking? Oh my god. Like, the red doesn't actually mean to stop, because it's like green, like walking sign for some time, and then it starts blinking red. Okay, I'm gonna drink water. I thought it'd be harder to talk to a camera. I guess not talk to a camera, but in presence of a camera with no one around, but it's pretty easy. I mean, I'm not talking well. Like, I guess that is the difficult part, and I am definitely trying to avoid people noticing the fact that I am shooting someone. Let me see if it's actually recording. It'd be insane if it just stopped recording. Are you recording? Okay, you were recording. Okay, that's great. Okay, flowers. Oh, it's so nice. Now I can show it to my mom. You just have to. Like, look at this. Like, look at the sun, the sky. Like, so this is like the only reason I pretty much bought a camera, just to record this part. I don't know how much of the university you guys were paying attention to. I guess I just ran. I didn't really pay attention to any of it. I did pay attention on the roads. Like, if you are a friend or family watching this, I pay attention to the roads. Actually, I'm paying more attention because I'm not listening to music. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why. Like, I just felt like I had to check that intersection for some reason. Unknown reflex. My spidey sense. And it's kind of weird, like, that we have like this intuitive notion or sense of when things are going well or not well. For me, it usually works out like in short term, I might be feeling like this is not going well, but if I just calm down and think about it, I have a much better judgment of whether something's going to go well or not, even if I don't want to admit it on. Anyways, yeah, going back to Napoleon and his crazy stunts. Well, it's not crazy really, like this is actually very normal. If you know people, he's definitely not pulling a Stalin. Like Stalin was out there robbing people, I think robbing banks or something. I guess Napoleon did grow up as a minor nobility. I guess if he grew up like Stalin, he might be robbing banks also. Yeah, so one thing that really picked out from Napoleon was he's writing a lot of fictional stories, like plays and stuff that you wouldn't expect a military general to write. At least I didn't expect. But I guess now it makes sense also. If you're trying to... I think there was this Indian general who once said that war is just politics by another means. People try to think of war as like it's about killing people, and war is not about killing people. Like killing people is like a side effect of war. I mean, ideally, if you know how to do war. Some people don't know that. But usually, like, you don't want your war objective to be about killing people, because first, there are a lot of people in the world. So I want to run past this old lady. Usually, like, when I'm doing runs, I just say hi to people. But I just want to run past quicker because I don't want to record them in the morning. I feel like it's more invasion of their privacy. I will definitely blur them out, but you know, I can't really. Maybe I can like put a sign on top of my cap that says, "Don't worry, you will get blurred out," or something. But I feel like that might draw even more attention. So let me just run in peace. I just hope like a US military aircraft doesn't like fly over me suddenly. Like I'm super scared about inadvertently recording US military aircraft or something. I definitely don't want to record it. Oh, that was crazy. I don't know why people are crossing there when there's a perfectly good intersection there. And where they're running to, like, it's like 6:30. Like, what are you getting late for? Like, they're like, oh my god, there's a surgery happening and I'm needed or something. At 6:30 it has to start. I'm like, can you believe it? I mean, it might be possible, like, if it's an emergency or something. But I feel like for non-emergencies, no one's doing surgery at 6:30 in the morning. There's this guy. They just keep running. Oh. Guess he did say hi. Yeah, usually, like, when the people running, they do wave at me. I guess I did lie that I'm not the one who starts saying hi to people. I'm too shy for that. Like, I feel like if I say hi and they don't say hi back, like that rejection. No, it's sort of worse. I feel like that rejection is worse than like job application rejection. Maybe I should start saying hi to people. I'm gonna drink some water. If anybody watching this video was expecting any decent running, then that's not happening. I'm just running really slowly. If you were expecting some, I don't know, on Strava I follow this like Indian like special He was this guy who was in like the special forces, in the paramilitary special forces. So I think the para is for paramilitary and not parachute. But they do jump out of planes. I guess they can get dropped. Anyhow, like they're sort of like Terminator. I think that's sort of, I imagine them more to be like equivalent to Terminator machines, like the Indian government is like, yeah, we have to deploy these people, a bunch of people somewhere in some condition by the rules of I mean, I don't want to start telling you stories about them because they have a Spotify podcast that you can listen to. It's called Monks and Warriors, with this two guy whose thing is Colonel Kashyap and some other, I don't remember his name or title. I'm gonna feel bad. That guy's definitely not gonna listen to this, but if you ever listen to this, I am sorry that I do not remember your name. If it's any consolence, I'm bad at names. I don't really use names to talk to people anyways. I just stare at people because people are really good at figuring out when someone's staring at them, and then I'll just, as soon as they look at me, I just say hi and contact established very creepily. And then I don't have to remember names. Especially like if that name is like in an unfamiliar language or something, I am definitely not remembering the name. Sometimes there's this weird thing where like Chinese people will come up to me and tell their English name. I'm like, bro, like your English name is not easier for me to remember, and sometimes it might not even like be easier for me to pronounce compared to like your actual Chinese name. Because while growing up, it's not like, I mean, we did speak English, but not with names. Like there was no one with, I mean, you have the Catholics in India with that use English speaking names. Sorry, I'm just waiting for my heart rate to go down. Yeah, on Wednesday I was definitely sick during that run. So I don't know if I'm still feeling some effects. I have this weird thing now that like if I'm ever sick, I kind of find out during my run only. Okay. Oh, there. The heart rate went down. It feels so much better to just walk and enjoy the views and things, but I'm gonna be late. I have all work to do. And then, yeah. So anyway, so in Napoleon's biography, like he's writing a lot of like plays and like, oh yeah, imagine these bunch of soldiers talking about the war or giving this arousing speeches. Or one time, he wrote about this old guy who lost his family. Yeah, maybe I should mention this, which was a surprise to me. So Napoleon's from like Italy, and he grew up in this region called Corsica, which was controlled by the Republic of Genoa, but for de facto purposes it was kind of independent, like near the end or something. So they didn't have like nobility, for example, in Corsica. They say they had democracy. I don't know, like if you'd consider it democracy, but essentially the Republic of Genoa just sold Corsica to France, and Napoleon in his growing up years was a Corsican nationalist. So his father sent him to a French military school, but he was still a Corsican nationalist. So he enrolled in the French artillery regiment, and for the first like 55 months or like 5 years, like 30 months, like more than half the time he was on leave, which he just made up because, I mean, part of it I think he just wanted to take leave, but his family's finances were not doing well. His family finances were not doing well. So I guess he wanted to help out his family because his father died young. And then the second thing is he's fighting in the Corsican National Guard against the French, like while being a French military officer. Okay, like like if that shit were happening today, they would have definitely executed him on the spot. He's literally waging war on the country that he himself is the part of, like as a soldier. And then he's also mucking about in Corsican politics, but it wasn't going well. And anyways, you can read the biography. I don't want to recite the biography. I can have I've annoyed so many people, I think, at this point. Snail. But the basic idea is that he has to do some things like being enrolled in the French artillery so that he can get money to sustain himself. I mean, at this point, like, he's not eating that much also, while he's in France or something. I don't know, maybe when he's back home, I think his mother might be feeding him, but yeah, he's not. Is there a cycle coming? Whew. Yeah, this talking definitely means, given my heart rate, there might be a bunch of factors, but even running this slow, my heart is kind of up. I'm gonna not talk for a second, see if it comes down. I'm just staying where it is. Okay. Anyways, this is a little bit of incline, and I know that after this incline, there's a slope that goes down. Whew. This feels like it's not even early morning. It just feels like morning. This is crazy. When I was in winter just a few months ago, it's completely dark. Right when I would start recording. And now there is light. But yeah, so he's sustaining himself with this basic, doing the bare minimum with the French military. But then when he decides, and then he's tackling what he thinks are important problems. And when he eventually decides that the French Revolution is more important, he sort of switches back and takes fighting seriously in one particular fight. Like, I think he's making decisions like whether this problem is worth tackling on. And then now I'm at the part that like he's becoming a general, and they asked him to go fight in this campaign that he doesn't want to fight because he doesn't think it's that important, or there's that much glory to be had, or I don't know. Basically, they're asking him to fight other French people, and I think he doesn't want to do that for some reason. I don't know if it's purely just like a glory sense, or if he made some like practical calculation. But yeah, that one idea is, rather than doing continuous work, it's this idea of like, you do, when you find something important, you put everything into it to solving that problem, and then when there's no important problems to solve, you don't solve problems. You just wait around and look for other problems, or I guess in his case, go to operas and muck around in Paris, like, and write love letters to his girlfriend, who is 8 years younger than him, which I guess for the time is not bad. Like, I have definitely heard worse things in India that I shall not talk about. Okay. Now I need to start running before my legs and body starts getting colder. The troubles of a running man. I really don't know how it looks on the camera, but this looks pretty good. Like, it's not running that I particularly enjoy. It's more like just going around places and just going slowly enough that like I can think to myself, or I can watch interesting things happen. Like, I still find ants, just looking at ants, interesting. I still remember, like, when I was 5 years old, one of my first memories, okay, maybe it's not a memory from when I was 5 years old, but I think it is my memory from when I was 5 years old. And the reason I'm saying this is because it's one of my first memories in a new place that we moved to when I was 5 years old. I was just staring at ants and this plant, and I just remember this, like the sunlight going through this leaf and showing its structure, and just that idea of like what's happening there was always stuck in my brain. Yeah, I don't mind that. Like, every day, even if I know the answer, like every day I'll come here in this spot. Not every day, but like whenever I'm running, I look to the fact that the ocean is blue, and that the sky is blue, and then they're not blue for the same reason. And what I mean is, like, they're not blue because the ocean is reflecting the sky, but it's just the fact that maybe they are blue for the same reason, but not for the same obvious reason. But like, the ocean is not reflecting the sky. The sky is blue because of diffraction, where blue light diffracts more than like a red light. And so what you see as the sun is really like the red and yellow light not diffracting that much, and the blue light, blue of the ocean, is because large amounts of water reflect blue, which I don't know if they're related to like the wavelength. Alright, wait, it's recording, so that I can somehow know when I actually started recording. Okay, you're seeing some view from the camera. I don't know if it's the right view, but you are definitely seeing some view. Oh my god, the sun. Oh. Adjust. Yeah, so now hopefully you can see the many views. Yeah, you're probably seeing a different view than what I'm looking at because of where the camera's placed, but I guess if I look more down, then you can see. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're not exactly seeing what I'm seeing from my eyes, but hopefully it's good enough to give you an idea. I definitely can't figure out that much from like the small screen on the camera. I guess when I go back home and look at it, then I'd be like, it didn't work out. My God, that green fields of the golf club also look so nice. Oh, the shadows there, like from the trees. Yeah, why would you ever wanna like leave this place, right? Like, as long as it's not for food or taking a shit. I'm just saying, for God's sake. Alright. Hey, isn't that crazy? Like, if you just look at those cars moving like that, like they kind of move like, seem like, I sped up, like their motion, like this is on some, I don't know what it's called. I have no clue, but like when they keep the camera steady and then they record a long time, a time lapse. Kind of looks like a time lapse. There's this mountains, like you can see the rays of light that coming down. Yeah, who would not think that it's some god thing? Definitely think that's how you picture God. I can definitely see the argument there. Okay, now I start leaving. Someone else is coming. Alright, great. Five minutes of bliss and hours of slogging it through. I do like the idea of like steady, slow progress. I just steadily keep working at it. Like, it's because of uncertainty. You're kind of more certain of what you're doing. Like I said, oh yeah, this is what I was talking about on the way in that you guys just missed. मेरी यादा This is like a slow incline on the way up. Yeah, and Yeah, I'm drinking a lot of water because I didn't drink water when I started the run. So I just drink like, I don't know if you can see, but this 1 liter of coconut water, Kirkland organic coconut water. I don't know why it's called organic. Like who puts fertilizers for coconut? Do people put fertilizer and pesticides for coconut? I don't know. Alright. So yeah, if anyone's thinking of going on long runs, as you can see, not that fast, not that hard, just going really slowly, going at a safe pace. I don't even know if this is like productive running, to be honest with you. And I think like the most productive thing I can do is just lose weight right now. But definitely like after I lose weight, I need to start putting like in threshold runs or something. Because yeah, I don't think this part is doing that much. I think this is maintaining like my base fitness. It really helps in losing weight, which I guess I'll let you know next week if I lost any weight, because I started the program this week and yeah, it's only I've been uncomfortable during days where I've not gone running. On the days that I've gone running, it's pretty easy to maintain that calorie deficit. Usually like after the long runs also, like I don't feel like eating that much, but you know, you do have to eat, otherwise you'll like get injured and stuff. Sorry, I need to focus on this incline. Okay. All right, and incline is over, and my heart should come down. I'm just gonna walk a little bit. Oh yeah, those really tan guys are like here, like I see them so often. Like, they look like walking skin cancers. Like, how do you get so tan? I mean, I can understand if you're in Greece or something, like on the Mediterranean. Yeah. But yeah, how do you get so tan in like San Diego? You're like just out on the sun all the time. I guess that might make sense. Yay! Yeah, I think I guessed it right. Like, I don't think my body is fully normal yet, whatever it's going through. But everything comes out on a run. And you should look at my size of the poops that come out of my run. Amazing. Okay. That time we did it simultaneously, okay. We said hi simultaneously. Okay. I was gonna say hi before she said hi. Okay. I guess. Well, since this is gonna be blurred, well, I guess you're not really seeing my hand when I say hi also. But yeah, since this is gonna be blurring the other person, I always say hi first. Okay. So you are none the wiser. And like, this feels so weird to me. Like, from the golf course, it feels like, oh, the midway point in the Torrey Pines where I stop is so far away. But then, like, when I come back, it feels so much shorter. Like, I know I'm running the same distance, unless the world is like messing with me or something. But yeah, on the way back, it feels much shorter for some reason. I guess maybe I'm more tired on the way back and I'm paying less attention. Yeah, I guess. Walking. We are conserving our most valuable resource by irrigating our landscape with recycled water. Okay, crazy take. Since if you dump water in the ocean and then it just gets recycled anyways when it goes up to the clouds, isn't all water mostly just recycled water? I mean, even in the glaciers at one point, it was basically rain that froze. Right. So isn't all water just recycled water? No parking, bike lane. Pacific Rim maintenance. Oh my god. Yeah, I know inclines are good for some exercises. For exercises, some muscle or something. Okay, I'm getting too cold now. But I mean, they're okay to run up. It's just my heart rate, and then I'll be spending a good amount of time just trying to recover the heart rate. Definitely after some point, if I'm just in a higher heart rate for a longer period of time, then I'm not going to be able to recover it during my run. Short ones I think are okay. I can just get back. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just being lazy and I should just run up the inclines. Definitely beneficial for legs and your butt. Whew. I don't know if this footage is gonna cause nausea for people. when they look at it, because I'm looking down and up so much. To be honest with you, if people can watch Mr. Beast saying some guy's name, I don't know, 100,000 times or something, I'm pretty sure this is just way more interesting. Like, even if I'm silent and don't say anything, I'm sure this is way more interesting. Yeah, we're getting to the last part. I was recording anyways. Like, I'm just gonna record till the intersection and then I'll stop and listen to music on the way back, because definitely part of it, like, music works like an anesthetic. I feel like while running, more than anything, it's just, you just forget that you're tired. At least this run, like, it's not hurting. But on Wednesday when I started, like, my foot was cramped, and then slowly that recovered. But then, yeah, my body was just not feeling that great. Oh shit. The bane of running, forgetting to start just your watch to record your run. I thought fewer people would say hi with the fact that I have a camera on my head, but yeah. I think I've got the same amount of highs. Hey yo, dab dab push, yeah, dab push, yeah. Guys Hill Pavilion, urgent care. Whew. Right.
Guys that was sitting over there.
Yeah, the intersection's gonna be coming up. Just, you know, Alex, I can't pronounce his last name, Arnold, the free climbing guy. So basically, like, yeah, I was living in a van and I would just drive up to wherever I want to go climbing, just climb in parks. And this other guy just basically lived in a cave in Fontainebleau, Sacre. Okay, he basically lived in France. There's this place called Fontainebleau. There's like this bunch of like rocks that people like climbing over. I'm probably not giving the greatest description of it, but for okay, that guy should not have crossed into the crossroad. Yeah, so this guy was just living in a cave at the font, and then he just stopped buying climbing shoes and just started climbing with his like barefoot, and like his foot turns so much, like it's kind of crazy. And yeah, like just, I don't know how he ate, what he ate, or how did he deal with like the cold or something, but at this point, with what I'm eating, like I think I'd be okay. If I just got like, let's see, what would I need? I just need fire and boiling water, I guess, and access to like some small store that sells canned beans and rice. That's what I guess all I would need is that rice, canned beans and yogurt, and just live in a van or a cave. And then I guess I'd just be running and reading books. So I guess it'd have to be close to some library or somewhere I can get books. I don't like reading on screens. It just doesn't feel the same. Like a book by itself feels more private. With a screen, like you can always get interrupted by something. I know, like you can put in and do not disturb, but there's always that temptation. And then even if I get a Kindle, like it'll be like, oh, I can switch books at any point in time, rather than like if I'm reading this book, I'm like, even if I like don't like some part is hard to read, I'm too lazy to go pick up another book. I'd rather just read through this book that I dedicated like time for. So anyways, that's my rant now. I'm gonna just go head back home now. If you have been watching, really, I guess do something else. Alright, bye bye.